If you're running a remodeling business out of a handful of apps, a website form for leads, a CRM, maybe a spreadsheet for job tracking or estimates, you already know the problem. Every one of those tools works fine on its own, but they don't talk to each other. So you have to do it. You copy the lead from the form into your CRM. You copy the CRM into Handoff. You copy the estimate into the invoice. You're the bridge between every tool in your stack. That is not running a business. That's just data entry. And it's eating hours that you don't have. Today, I'm going to show you how Handoff, the #1 end-to-end construction project management app, connects to Zapier so your tools start talking to each other and you stop being the one who has to pass the information along. If you've never used Zapier, here's a short version. Zapier connects different apps together without any coding. You set up a rule. When this happens in one app, do that in the other app, and it runs automatically from that point forward. Each rule is called a zap. Every zap has two parts, a trigger and an action. The trigger is the event that starts things. The action is what happens next. For example, somebody fills out a form on your contact form. That's the trigger. Handoff creates a new project with their information already in it. That's the action. You set it up once and it runs every time. There's no coding involved. If you can fill out a form, then you can build a zap. Handoff now has its own Zapier integration. That means that you can connect Handoff to your website, your CRM, your accounting software, your email address, anything that's already in your stack that you're using every single day, and have information move between them automatically. All you got to do is set it up one time. So let me show you how and what this actually looks like. Now, before you can build your first Zap, you need to do two things. First, you need a Handoff Pro account. The Zapier integration is currently only available on Pro mode. Second, you need to accept the Handoff invite on Zapier. The integration is currently in beta, which means it's invite only. You'll find the invite link in the help article linked below this video. So click it, log into the Zapier account, and hit accept invite. Handoff will show up as an available app. Now you need to connect your Handoff account to Zapier. To do that, you'll need an API key. So log into Handoff, click the gear icon in the top navigation to open settings, scroll down to integrations and API keys, click create, give it a name, something like Zapier so you remember what it's for, and then click generate key. Copy that key, treat it like a password, don't share it publicly. So back in Zapier, you're gonna add Handoff as an app in a new Zap, and it asks you to connect your account, paste that key in there. Zapier will confirm the connection, and that's it, you're in. That's the setup, and you only have to do it one time. All right, so here's what's available right now. So first, on the trigger side, meaning events that happen in Handoff that can kick off a Zap. You have 5 options. Proposal approved. This fires when a client approves an estimate. Proposal sent fires when you send a proposal out. Invoice paid fires when a payment comes in. New contact fires when a new contact is added. New project fires when a new project is created. Now on the action side, meaning things Handoff does when triggered by another Zap, you have create contact, you have create project, you have create project and document, you have create project and start AI estimate. This one is worth noting. When a lead comes in, it doesn't just create the project, it kicks off an AI generated estimate in the background. You have find contact, you have find project, you have get estimate details. So this pulls the numbers from an approved estimate and you can send them elsewhere. So that's what's available right now between Handoff and the Zapier connection. I know what we've talked about is a lot of surface area. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. I want to walk you through 4 workflows that actually matter for most contractors. Use case #1, this is the most common one, and it's where most contractors are going to start. So you have a contact form on your website, right? Right now, when somebody fills it out, you get maybe an email notification. Then you'll log into Handoff and you have to manually enter their name, number, project description, and then other details they give you. With Zapier, that middle step disappears. Set up your form platform as a trigger, Wix, Squarespace, Google Forms, whatever you use. Select new form submission. Then set Handoff as the action. Choose create project and document, map the form fields to the Handoff fields. So the name, the phone, project description, whatever. Turn the Zap on. From that point forward, every time somebody fills out the form, the project is already in Handoff before you even call them back. Client info, project descriptions, any photos they send, all of it's there. So you're not re-entering anything, you're just making the call. And if you turn on the AI estimate action instead of the basic project creation, Handoff will actually start building an estimate in the background, which takes minutes, at the same time while all this other stuff is happening automatically. So by the time you pick up the phone, you've got a huge head start on the number. All right, use case number 2. This one's pretty easy to set up, but most contractors never even think to do it. When a job wraps up and the invoice gets paid, that's the moment your client is most satisfied. That's when they're most likely to leave a good review. All you have to do is ask. But you're already on to the next job and you're following up with a review request. It is probably the last thing on your to-do list. So it never happens. And the contractor with 80 Google reviews keeps showing up above you in search. So set the trigger to invoice paid in handoff. Set the action to send an email or text through Gmail, whatever you use. Write the message once, a short, genuine ask for a Google review with the direct link, and then turn it on. Every paid invoice now automatically sends a review request. So you don't have to remember. You don't even have to ask. It just goes every time the exact same way. And over 12 months, that's a compounding advantage that doesn't cost you any extra time. Use case number 3 is about accounting, especially if you're tracking jobs in QuickBooks or a spreadsheet for job costing. You already know the pain of this. So new project in handoff, open QuickBooks, enter it again, open the spreadsheet, enter it again, same job, 3 places, 20 minutes. Set the trigger to new project in handoff, set the action to create a new record in QuickBooks, and add a row to a Google Sheet wherever you track this. Then map the fields and turn it on. One entry, everything else follows. So your books stay current without you having to touch them every time a new job comes in. And the last one, use case number 4. This one is simple but useful if you work with a team or partner. So when a proposal gets approved in handoff, Zapier can automatically send a notification to Slack, to an email, to a group text, whatever you tell it to do. Everyone who needs to know that a job just got greenlit knows within seconds. No one has to ask. No one has to chase it down. No one has to remember anything. The information moves the moment the client signs. So there you have it. Now you know about the integration between Handoff and Zapier. So what's next? So as I said before, this is version 1 of the integration. So as it stands right now, it's invite only and API key based, meaning there's a setup step involved, which is what I just talked and walked you through. Handoff will be publicly listed in the Zapier app directory, so anyone can find and connect it without an invite. And after that, a native integration built directly inside Handoff will be coming after this. So no API key required. Manage your automations without leaving the actual product. So if the setup feels like a few extra steps right now, it gets a lot easier from here. The link to get started is in the description. So that's the help article that walks you through the full setup step by step, including the invite link to access the Handoff integration on Zapier. So if you're on the Pro plan, you can get this up and running today. If you're not on Pro yet and want to talk through whether it makes sense for your business, book a call with the team. That link is in the description as well. So the goal here isn't to add another thing to manage. It's to make the tools you already use work together. So you stop being the one who has to connect everything manually and keep everything in your head. Essentially, it prevents you from being the bottleneck. That's what it does. Remember, all the links below, get it set up right now. And if you're not using Handoff, then what the heck are you waiting for? Hit the link in the description for a free 7-day trial. If you're already in Pro Plan, again, click the link for the help article and the invite. If you have any questions, the support team is here for you. Or let us know in the comments and we can help you with whatever you need. If your contracting business isn't showing up on Google, clients are calling your competition instead. I'm going to show you